September 25th, 2019. Good morning, y'all. Hope you're well. Fall is underway, and you can tell this is good. I was thinking today about being an American citizen. I've been thinking the last couple days, actually, what it means to be an American citizen. And, when you're born in America, it's implied that you will grow up, go to work, help the cause in whatever way you can with respect to your talents and gifts that you've nurtured. I always say gifts are something you may have had, but you have to do work to find your gifts. It's just like I tell students, if you don't sit down to write, the muses won't come. If you don't sit down to play music, the muses won't show up. The reality is, to be a citizen in the United States of America, which is a republic, it's a capitalist democracy, but we're a republic first, which means we all have a say-so. And the way you strengthen your say-so is by being a working member, a successful member of the society, fitting in whatever way you can to earn a living. And so it is explicit, almost a tacit promise, an explicit promise that we will work if we're able. And because some people are born with afflictions or have afflictions in life and are not able to work or get hurt or something, that's why we have a social system there to help people. Just like, you pay into unemployment. If you end up getting unemployed, you can get a little bit of unemployment. It's not much money at all, of course, but it'll help you. But now in America, we have, and it has been this way even since the 60s and 70s, so many people living on welfare who maybe probably shouldn't be on it at all. I love that maybe probably, perfect word for a philosopher, right? They shouldn't be on welfare. I remember my grandfather used to complain about this and be like, well, we want to help the people. If the people who don't need help take the money, then the people who do need help won't have money because we won't be able to give money to everybody just because they don't want to work. So when people want to be a citizen of the United States, that means they have to work here and be a productive member of our society. And this would rule out Ilhan Omar in Minnesota, the congresswoman, and Rashid Tlaib in Michigan, the two radical Islamic women. They only want Islam. They don't like Christianity. They don't want Christianity, which is our main religion here in America. Still nearly 70% of Americans identify with Christianity on one level or another. So people come here, people tend bar for a few years and get a bachelor's degree. She is a citizen, AOC, as I always like to say, OCD. And, they want to participate, but the truth is, have you accomplished anything before you got into office? I would hope that when you got into office or any job that you know something about it before you start. Now, the other thing I want to say is socialism and communism don't work. I talk about this in class. I talk about the failures of communism and socialism. In seventh grade here in West Milton, they wanted to get rid of some books out of the library in the junior high and the high school. And some of these books, one of them was Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto. And they tried to get rid of these books, and a number of teachers spoke up, as they should have, and these books were allowed to stay in the library. And I read Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto between my 7th and 8th grade year. I also read Hitler's Mein Kampf and The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich that summer. Now, the reality is Frederick Engels wrote the Communist Manifesto and did all the work. Marx just knew the bourgeoisie to sell it. So go figure. He writes it from a mountaintop, and even in his other writings, Marx and statements, if you will, with Engels doing the work usually, like Das Kapital, Karl Marx says no pure form of government works. No pure one thing works in government. You got to have multiples. And we have that. We have socialism in America. Thankfully, we don't have communism. But the idea in socialism is you all work for the good too, but you don't get anything out of it. So there's a real lack of incentive because everybody gets the same, whether it's enough for them or not, as an individual in their heart and soul. And only an individual in their heart and soul can go out in the world and still seek anything, just like a pioneer on the Oregon Trail, right? And remember what happened on the Oregon Trail with the Donner Party. Cannibalism. It's a crazy thing. Socialism, communism, cannibalism. That's what it becomes. Totalitarianism never works. We even see North Korea breaking down finally because the people, I think in a way, the leaders, Kim Jong-un and these people, the leaders, Kim Jong-il, this chain has gotten tired of being communist, of being socialist. The people are sick of it. It's not taken that serious. Unless the government's hunting you down and putting you in prison for thinking. I mean, you can still be jailed in China into a labor camp for 7 years for saying something against the government on a city street. So we need to realize what happens with freedoms. Socialism and communism as a mainstream idea are not doable. Anyone who thinks it just either doesn't want to work and, sees himself as some kind of great pontificator or something, when in reality, we all work, we all contribute, we all have not enough money because the government takes most of it in tax, and that's part of the cause. But at least you have a chance in our system to rise to whatever level you need to so that you're happy and can create and be creative and productive in your world, and hopefully have a little fun along the way. And it becomes it, as I always say, the truth of a republic, a democracy, a capitalist society is positive. There are bad things happening in our world, but we also have a media that wants to blind people with half-truths and outright lies, falsehoods all the way. So we have to see through a charlatan media, and as we know, sophists at work in the media, bad sophistry. In time, we start to see, but the truth is, if we all didn't contribute, if we all didn't try to make a difference, America would not even be what it is. We're still the United States, we're still greatly free, and I think we fully well intend to be. Wow, being a poet and not knowing it, it's a positive thing. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day. Take care.